YouTube, what's good? Welcome back to a brand new video, guys. Today I'm going to be breaking down the top 5 meta loadouts to be using after all the updates that we received in Season 4 now. As we know, not too long ago we received some serious weapon tuning into Warzone Season 4. This was easily the most weapon tuning that we have ever received in a Warzone update, and it consisted of several nerfs on weapons and only a few buffs. With that being said, the meta weapons have definitely been tossed around, and in today's video I'm going to be breaking down those top 5 that you guys need to be using right now. So if you guys do go on to enjoy today's video or find it useful, definitely let me know by dropping a like and comment down below. It is always greatly appreciated. And of course, guys, if you are new around here and are part of this 95% of people who watch my videos and aren't subscribed, I post a lot of Warzone best class setups, Call of Duty news, tips, gameplays, and more. So if that's something you guys are interested in, definitely feel free to subscribe to never miss out on one of my videos. So guys, with all that, let's hop right into these top 5 meta loadouts. So guys, starting us off in our number 5 spot, we have the Krig 6. Yes, the Krig was one of the only few weapons to receive a buff in this most recent weapon tuning update, and it was already a great weapon to use prior to that update, so the fact that it got a buff to it made this thing significantly better than it already was. This Krig build has no recoil whatsoever, and the TTK is fantastic from long, medium, and even close range. If you're hitting your opponent in the head or the upper torso, they're going to down extremely quick, and they're not even going to know what hit them. Another pro about using the Krig is the fact that it's a very easy weapon to use, and it will really take you next to no time to get used to after playing a few games. The Krig really shows its dominance at long and medium range because there's very few guns that could beat it. So with that, here's the loadout that you guys are going to want to use on this Krig 6. For the muzzle, we have the agency suppressor. For the barrel, we have the 19.7 takedown. For the optic, we have the arms 3 times. For the underbarrel, we have the field agent grip. And then finally, for the ammo, we have the 60 round mag. The Krig has become a very competitive weapon, and there's a lot of players using it. So if you haven't already, definitely take the time and level this thing up. So moving right along to our number 4 spot, we have the Cold War MP5. Now this MP5 build really started to show its dominance at the end of Season 3 and the beginning of Season 4. And nearly at the end of Season 4, the MP5 is still a top tier weapon and one of the best guns you can be using for close range gunfights. It has one of the quickest time to kills from up close, and overall this thing barely has any recoil to it. The only time you're really going to start to see some vertical recoil with this MP5 is when you're in longer range gunfights. So here's the loadout you guys are going to want to use on this Cold War MP5. For the muzzle, we have the agency suppressor. For the laser, we have the Tiger Team Spotlight. For the stock, we have the Raider stock. For the ammo, we have the 50 round drum mag, and then finally for the rear grip, we have the Serpent grip. This MP5 build is definitely one of the most competitive close range weapons you can use right now in Warzone Season 4, so you're definitely going to want to give this one a go if you haven't already. There's also a few different variants that you potentially have that give you different iron sights like the ones that you saw in this gameplay. Feel free to throw one of these variants on if you don't like the original iron sights. So moving on to our number 3 spot, we have the Cold War AK-47. Now in the past couple of seasons, this AK has definitely made its way to the top. In the beginning of Season 4, we saw a buff to this AK, and this ended up giving it next to no recoil. This AK-47 build definitely performs its best at long and medium range gunfights, but even in close range this thing performs pretty well. This build is also fairly mobile compared to other ARs, so this really helps the player get around the map significantly quicker when holding this gun. So here's the loadout that you guys are going to want to use on it. For the muzzle, we're rocking with the GRU suppressor. For the barrel, we have the 20 Spetsnaz RPK barrel. For the optic, we have the arms 3 time. For the underbarrel, we have the bruiser grip to give us that better mobility, and then finally for the ammo, we have the 45 round mag on. If you're looking to use this AK for closer range gunfights, you can definitely switch out the arms 3 time optic and throw the microflex LED on, and it will work very well. So moving right along to our number 2 spot, we have the XM4. Now this XM4 has overall made its way up the ladder significantly. As we know, this is an AR, but it definitely feels and plays like an SMG from the build that we're rocking with in this video. This XM4 build definitely performs its best at close and medium range gunfights. The reason this thing feels like an SMG is because of the attachments that we have on it. They make it extremely mobile and easy to get around with. And not only that, this thing is an absolute laser and has next to no recoil on console and even on PC. The time to kill on this XM4 is very quick, especially if you're hitting them in the head or the upper torso. So here's the loadout that you guys are going to want to rock with. For the muzzle, we have the agency suppressor. For the laser, we have the Tiger Team Spotlight. For the optic, we have the microflex LED. For the stock, we have the Raider pad. And then finally for the ammo, we have the 45 round mag on. I know this class setup may seem odd from the looks of it, but I promise you, you're going to want to give this thing a go because it's an absolute beam. So moving right along to our number 1 spot, we have the Farah 83. Now as we all know, the Farah was the absolute meta weapon to be using at the beginning of Season 4. With the fairly recent Season 4 Reloaded update, as we know, the Farah got an extreme nerf to it that made it significantly worse than it used to be. But with the nerfs that this thing has received, it is still a very viable option to use in Warzone because it still has next to no recoil, and the TTK is still very quick. This Farah build still shows its dominance at long and medium range because there aren't many weapons that can keep up with it. Going off of that, it can get the job done from up close if you're hitting all your shots, especially if you're hitting them in the head or the upper torso area. So overall, the Farah is still a weapon that's definitely worth using in Season 4 Warzone right now. So here's the class setup you guys are going to want to use on it. For the muzzle, we have the GRU suppressor. For the barrel, we have the 18.7 Spetsnaz RPK barrel. For the optic, we're running the arms 3x. For the underbarrel, we have the Spetsnaz speed grip. And then finally, for the ammo, we have the 60 round mag. As I said, this Farah is still a great and very viable option to be using in Warzone right now, so definitely don't sleep on it because it receives some nerfs. Level it up and start using it if you haven't already. So there you guys have it. These are the top 5 meta loadouts that you guys need to be using after all the nerfs and buffs that we received in Season 4 so far. With that, Season 5 is just around the corner, so we can probably expect some more weapon tuning as well as some brand new guns coming into the game. These weapons we went over today are overall some of the best statistically in the game right now, so they are all worth definitely giving a go and leveling up if you haven't already. But with all that, guys, if you did go on to enjoy today's video or found it useful, definitely let me know by dropping a like and comment down below. It helps out the channel a lot. And of course, guys, if you are new around here, I post several best class setups for Warzone, Call of Duty news, tips, gameplays, and a lot more. So if that's something you guys are interested in, definitely feel free to subscribe to never miss out on one of my videos. With that, guys, thank you very much for watching today's video, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.